Good morning, cadets. I welcome you back for the computer science class under revision tour 1. And in my previous class, I wrote some of the examples of calculating perimeter, finding radius and area, entering radius and finding area, entering name and marks for 5 subjects. Okay, and also I told you to try out. Enter a distance in feet and convert into inches. Enter a temperature in Fahrenheit and convert it into Celsius. Similarly, WAP stands for write a program. Write a program to enter radius and height of a cylinder and calculate volume of a cylinder. So under the assumption that you already tried these programs other than those which I have illustrated, further I will go ahead with the next concept, that is data types. The first question that arises, what do you mean by a data type? The name itself suggests their data type means the type of the data. As we know that to process our data entered, the compiler or interpreter or the system should know what type of data you are entering. Why it should be known? Because depending on the type of data, some operations are applicable, some operations are not applicable. And also we know that there is a variety of nature in data, like your integer, float, character, string, etc. Depending on the type of data, the system allows the number of bytes to store that data, that is memory. So therefore, the data type in Python specifies the type of data we are going to store in any of the variables. Basically, the amount of memory it will take and the type of operation we can perform on that value or a variable. Isn't it right? There are two basic purposes of a data type. One is to know how much size it requires, or how much memory or how much bytes it requires, and the type of operation that is eligible or that is applied, valid operations. Operations which are allowed, which are not allowed, that we should know on that particular value stored in a variable. So as you know, the Python supports the data types like the numbers, which includes integer, float, complex. Integer, as you know, that a whole number without any decimal point. Float is your real value with a decimal point, and a complex containing two parts, the real part and the imaginary part. Then the string type, list type, tuple and dictionary, right? We'll go in very brief just to brush up, because all these data types we have discussed in detail in class 11. So what is the numbers? From the name it is very clear the number data type or integer data types are used to store numerical values. The number itself suggests that it indicates the value to be stored is of numeric type. Numbers in Python can be following types. Which are those? The integers, further integers signed and booleans, next floating point numbers, and third the complex numbers. Remember, in integers we have two types. One is integer signed, another one is booleans, then floating point and complex. Let us see one by one. The integers allows to store whole numbers only, and there is no fraction parts. Integer can be positive as well as maybe negative. Example, 100 minus 12 plus 50, etc. As you know that if there is an absence of sign plus or minus, then it is assumed that it is a positive. Generally we specify the sign negative when the number is negative, minus sign for negative value. There are two types of integers. One is integer signed. What is this? It is normal integer representation of whole numbers. Integers in Python can be on any length. It is only limited by the memory available. In Python 3.x means any version which is above 3. The int data type can be used to store big or small integer value, whether it is a positive or negative. Next, the second integer data type is booleans. It allows to store only two values, that is true and false. While writing true and false, you please see that in the true there is T is in capital, and under false also F is capital. The internal value of boolean value true and false is 1 and 0 respectively. We can get boolean value from 0 and 1 using bool function. There is a built-in function called as a bool. Okay, we'll also try out and see how the bool function will turn, whether it is a true or false. Next, the floating point numbers. The floating point numbers are mainly used for storing values like distance, area, temperature, etc., which generally have the fractional part. Floating point numbers have two advantages over integers. They can represent values between the integers, and they can represent a much greater range of values. Definitely when the fraction values are there, definitely we can represent the values between the two integers. But floating point numbers suffers from one disadvantage, that is floating point operations are usually slower as compared to integer operations. In Python, floating point numbers represent machine level double precision floating point number. What is the single precision and double precision? Okay, the precision is more, as you know, that if the number of digits are more after the decimal point, it take you the more accuracy, right? That is why a 15 digit precision is specifically known as the double precision, means it is more accurate. Next comes the complex numbers. Python represent complex numbers in the form a plus bj. To represent imaginary numbers, Python uses j or small j or capital J in place of I. In normal mathematics we use the symbol I, but Python allows you for small j or capital J. So in Python, j means root of -1. Both real and imaginary parts are of type float. Suppose if it is a equal to 0 plus 6j, 0 is real part and 6 is imaginary part. Similarly, if b equal to 2.5 plus 3j, real part is 2.5 and imaginary part is 3. Suppose if I write a equal to 4 plus 5j, and if I write print a, it will print 4 plus 5j. b equal to 0 plus 2j, print b, no need to, it will not print 0, it only print the imaginary part as 2j. Python allows to retrieve real and imaginary part of complex numbers using attributes real and imag. These are the keywords, remember, real and imag. If the complex number is a, then we can write a dot real or a dot image, imag. Suppose if a equal to 1 plus 3.54j, if I write print a dot real, it will print 1.0. If I write print a dot image, then it will print 3.54. We can use these keywords to print real parts and imaginary parts separately. So after this numerical data type, that is a number data type, we move for a string data type. All strings in Python is a sequence of Unicode characters. What is this Unicode? Unicode, universal code, the meaning of which is if character is typed with one platform, with one operating system, or with one Python particular interpreter or a compiler or an editor or an ideally environment, that is universally accepted everywhere. That's why it is called as a Unicode. Unicode supports every characters from every language. Following are all the legal strings in Python. If you write learning within double quotes, if you write 135 within double quotes, if you write double $$ hash, okay, then Bharat is written in Hindi, all are valid strings in Python as long as they are written under or covered under either single quotes or double quotes. Every character in string is at a particular position is called as an index, which starts from 0. The first character will be at index 0 and so on. Pictorially you can see here in Python, string is a sequence of characters and each character can be individually accessed using index. From beginning, the first character in string is at index 0 and the last will be at length -1. From backward direction, last character will be at index -1 and the first character will be at length, right, at minus length it is. You can see here welcome is the given string. In the forward indexing, W is at index 0 and E is at index, the last E I am talking about, is at index 6. Similarly, the same E is in the backward indexing, it is at -1, and the same W in forward indexing it was 0, now in backward indexing it is -7. Okay. Next data type is list data type. A list in Python represents a list of comma separated values of any data type between square brackets. Remember, it is immutable. Further we will discuss in detail about what is a mutable type and what is immutable type. Remember, list is a mutable data type, means the values are changeable, they can be changed. See, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 separated by comma under square bracket is an example of a list. Similarly, A in double quotes, E in double quotes, O in double quotes, but separated by comma in square bracket is also an example of a list. The first one is example of integers, second one is example of list of integers is the first one, list of characters is the second one, whereas the third one is a mixed type. KV in double quotes 208.004, sorry, 208 is one character, 0.004 comma 97.5. You can see here string is also there, float number is also there, integer values are is there, means your members of a list can be mixed type. Example, the family is a list of mom, dad, sis, brother, all are strings. If you print a family, the same values of mom, dad, sis and brothers are printed under square bracket. Okay, now if you apply the in operator, if you say Tommy in family, the output will be false, right? If I say mom in family, the output will be true, right? That is very in brief I have told you about the list data type. Now next is tuple data type. Similarly, like list, tuples has those lists which cannot be changed, means it is immutable. Remember, tuple is a immutable, that is not modifiable. Tuples are defined inside of the parenthesis and values separated by comma. How in case of list they are covered under square brackets, here they are covered under parenthesis. Example, favorites is a tuple having the strings blue, cricket, gajar ka halwa, these are all are the strings. Similarly, student is a tuple having the values 1, which is a number or an integer type, Aman is a string, 97.5 is a float value. Suppose if you print favorites, then whatever is there in the tuple favorites are printed. Similarly, if we print student, it will print whatever the values are present in the tuple student are printed down. Okay. The last data type which you are going to see is the dictionary data type. Okay, we'll do in detail in the revision tour 2 about the dictionary, but in the revision tour 1 just we'd like to see what is exactly this dictionary data type is. Dictionary is another feature of Python. It is an unordered set of comma separated key value pairs. Dictionary items are defined in curly brackets. They are not sequence. Remember, the moment if I say sequence, then the values are in order, whereas in the dictionary the values are unordered set of values separated by comma and with the key value pairs. In case of list, square brackets, in tuple parenthesis, and in case of dictionary flower brackets. Keys defined in dictionary cannot be same, that is no two keys may be or can be same. Your values may be same, but keys cannot be same. See the example of student dictionary here. Under the curly braces, roll is written in quote :1. Name is written in quote. Name is written in what you can say. Name is written in quote, and the value is Jagga. See, name is also covered under quotes, and Jagga is also covered under. If it is a number, it is a numeric type, we need not have a quotes, but if it is a value is a string, we need to cover it by the floor, this one, what quotes. Per is a key and 91.5 is a value. Remember, between key and value there is a colon. Key and value there is a colon. Now if I write print student, it will print the entire dictionary. Okay, as it is roll 1 name Jagga per 91.5. Suppose if I write print student of per, means per is a key. I am interested in the value of the key per, therefore only 91.5 it will print. Let us take the another dictionary here. Val, 1 is a key, 100 is a value, 2 is a key, 300 is a value, 4 is a key, 900 is a value. Okay, as it says here, the name of the key may be either string or numeric. Suppose if I print a value of key 1, so 1 is having a value 100. Dictionary is mutable, we can modify the elements of the dictionary. Suppose if I write value of 2, if I assign the value of 2 as 1,000, actually what is the value of the key 2? It is 300 actually, right? So before assignment, if I print value of 2, it will print 300, but after the assignment, if I print the value of 2, then it will print definitely 1000. And now if we print the entire dictionary val, then 102 instead of 300 it will display 1000 because you have modified it, and 4 it will print it as 900. Now the data type is summary here. If the question is asked, enumerate the data types available in Python. So this is the chart what you have to remember. Basically we call them as a core data types, okay, and the basic data types, what you can say, the core data types. In your subjects also you have core subjects and non-core subjects. Your physics, chemistry, maths are core subjects, okay. Non-core subjects are like computer science and your English, because you have options there, right? So similarly we have a core data types, the numbers, the sequences, the mappings, and one more special data type called as the none, that what we have discussed, keyword none, which generally says nothing, no value, okay. And already we have discussed under numbers there is integers, floating point, and complex. Under integers we have signed integers and boolean. Under sequences, a string, a list, and a tuple. And under mappings we have a dictionary, right? Basically there are 4 categories: numbers, none, sequences, and mappings. Sequence there are 3, mappings there is 1, and your numbers you have 3, and further integers you have 2. Hope you can remember these data types, because it is the basic fundamentals required before proceeding to the other concepts of your Python. Hope you can say that now you have a good concept of the data types. As once again I have told you, what is the need for a data type, because we should know what kind of value it is stored, based depending upon which the memory is allotted. Second one is depending on it the type of operation is applied. Okay, with this concept I would like to stop today here, and definitely will continue in our next class. Bye bye.